What if I told you that your future self has already left you a message? That right now, in this very moment, you're being called to go beyond the limits of your current life, to break free from the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that have kept you stuck for so long. This isn't just another video. It's a doorway. A doorway to understanding how your thoughts alone can reshape your biology, your reality, and your destiny. So before we dive in, I want you to declare it. Say it out loud, to yourself and to the universe. Drop a "I choose transformation" in the comments below. Let the world know you're ready to step into your highest potential. And if you're as excited as I am about creating a new future, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what you're about to hear might just be the spark that changes everything. Now, let's get started. The question is, are you ready to cross the bridge into a whole new reality? Let's go. The very fact that you found your way to this moment is proof that you're ready to step into a new reality, one of abundance, love, and joy. Let's explore how to align with that future version of yourself who's already living the life you desire. Picture this. You wake up every day feeling deeply grateful, as if your biggest dreams have already come true. How would it feel to embody that worthiness, radiate love, and attract abundance effortlessly? Here's the secret. You don't have to wait for external circumstances to give you permission to feel this way. According to Dispenza, you can train your body to experience what it's like to live that reality now. And when you do, you're no longer a victim of circumstances. You become the creator of your destiny. When you tap into elevated emotions, joy, gratitude, love, your body starts responding as if your desired future is already here. Think about it. Your body doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, so it starts aligning with this new state of being. And this is where the magic happens. The more you embody these feelings, the more you start reflecting them. Instead of waiting for life to change, you're creating the change from within. Now, let's shift our focus to thoughts. A single thought, repeated often enough, becomes a belief, and beliefs are the foundation of your reality. The thing is, most people unknowingly recycle the same thoughts every single day, and 90% of them are rooted in past experiences. If those thoughts are tied to lack or unworthiness, they keep those feelings alive. Dr. Dispenza says, neurons that fire together, wire together. This means that your repetitive thoughts and emotions create deeply ingrained neural pathways, locking you into a predictable future. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step to change. Once you recognize those automatic thoughts, you gain the power to interrupt them. At first, this might feel uncomfortable because your body, conditioned to familiar patterns, resists the unknown. But that discomfort? It's actually a sign of growth. It means you're crossing the river of change, where the old self gives way to the new. And crossing that river takes courage. It means making new choices, even when the old ones feel easier. It means rehearsing your future self in your mind. How will you think, feel, and act in the life you're creating? Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Studies show that mental rehearsal literally rewires the brain, paving the way for transformation. Over time, these new thoughts and behaviors become second nature. Your brain and body sync up in a state of coherence, aligning with your vision. And this is where transformation becomes sustainable. Instead of reacting to life, you're signaling your future into existence. As Dr. Dispenza puts it, you're signaling the genes ahead of the environment. Your biology starts reflecting your new reality. Research shows that people who practice these principles experience profound changes, not just in their mindset, but in their physical and emotional well-being. Even in controlled settings, like workshops, participants achieve measurable breakthroughs. Now, imagine the possibilities when you integrate these practices into your daily life. One of the biggest obstacles? The addiction to old emotions and patterns. Without realizing it, many of us rely on external circumstances to regulate our inner world. Whether it's seeking validation, chasing achievements, or numbing discomfort, these habits keep us stuck. Real transformation begins when you stop looking for fulfillment outside of yourself. Instead, you cultivate the emotions of love, abundance, and joy from within. This shift moves you from living in reaction to becoming the cause of your own evolution. How do you start? Start with stillness. Sit in silence and just observe your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, without judging them. Notice the patterns that no longer serve you. Then, shift your focus to your future self. How does this version of you think, feel, and act? Spend time each day embodying those elevated emotions, gratitude, love, excitement, until they become your new baseline. Every time you meditate or visualize your future, you're rewiring your brain and training your body to step into a new reality. Over time, these small, consistent actions create extraordinary results. Now, think about playing video games, impulsive shopping, or overeating. Every time you do it, your brain releases a rush of feel-good chemicals, lighting up its pleasure centers. At first, that high feels amazing. But as those chemicals flood your system over and over again, your brain's receptor sites, the places where those chemicals bind, start to get desensitized. Now, you need more and more of the same behavior just to feel a fraction of that high. Sound familiar? That's the addiction cycle. And here's where it gets worse. When your body becomes dependent on that external stimulus, it starts craving it just as much as your mind does. Even when you consciously decide, "I'm done with this," your body screams the opposite. Why? Because your subconscious, the storage house of all your past patterns, is running the show. It's been programmed by years of repeated emotions and behaviors. Real change begins when you turn inward. You have to become aware of the unconscious thoughts driving your habits. Neuroscience calls this metacognition. When you recognize those automatic programs, the ones controlling your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, you create the opportunity to rewrite them. Awareness of your unconscious. You're no longer the program. You're the awareness observing it. Think about how powerful that is. The simple act of watching your own thoughts without judgment starts breaking the cycle. By activating the frontal lobe, the CEO of your brain, you step into the role of executive in your own life. This part of the brain, unique to humans, is where creativity, intention, and learning happen. It's the gateway to creating a new version of yourself. But here's the challenge. Breaking free from old patterns feels hard because it is hard. It's like stepping out of a biological mold that's held you captive for years. Dr. Dispenza says, "Real change is uncomfortable because you're stepping into the unknown." And yet, there's hope. When you start redirecting your energy and attention inward, whether through meditation or focused concentration, you take your power back from the outside world. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. If you're constantly thinking about lack, anger, or frustration, you're tying your energy to those emotions. Over time, this drains your life force, leaving you feeling stuck and exhausted. But the magic begins when you start redirecting that energy through practices like focused meditation. You begin moving energy from the lower centers of your body, where it's stored in survival mode, back up to your brain and heart. As this energy rises, it activates higher brainwave states, like gamma waves. This creates feelings of bliss, joy, and clarity. It's not just a mental shift, it's a physiological transformation. When you stop reacting to the outside world and turn inward, you generate an electromagnetic field around your body, a magnet that starts attracting new possibilities into your life. People who practice this consistently report profound changes. They heal, attract abundance, and feel a deep sense of fulfillment. When you no longer let your environment dictate how you feel, you become the creator of your life. You don't look for love. You are love. You don't chase abundance. You are abundance. And in that state, life flows to you effortlessly. The 1% who truly resonate with this message are the ones willing to go deeper. They recognize the gap between how they show up in the world and how they really feel inside. And instead of numbing that gap with distractions, they face it. They choose to observe, reprogram, and transform. Joe Dispenza often teaches that your emotional state directly impacts your physical health. He says, Your body doesn't know the difference between an experience in your mind and an experience in your environment. So when you open your heart and release those old emotional patterns, you're literally creating the conditions for transformation. Now, let's talk about time. When you're stuck in emotions like lack, fear, or disconnection, time drags. Ever noticed that? It feels like everything is moving too slowly because you're out of sync. But when you're in love, when you're connected to yourself and the moment, you don't want time to end. Time seems to disappear. Think about the last time you were fully present. Maybe you were with your loved ones, sharing a meal, laughing, making memories. In those moments, life feels rich, full. You're not judging yourself or worrying about what's next. You're just living. That's the power of love and presence. It dissolves guilt, judgment, and all the noise in your mind. When you start living from that elevated emotional state, love, gratitude, compassion, you see life differently. Even your biggest challenges or past adversaries start to look different. Instead of resentment or anger, you feel compassion. Because you recognize something familiar. You've been there before. Here's the truth. The more you practice gratitude and love, the stronger your body becomes. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receiving. When you feel deeply grateful for something, whether it's happened yet or not, you're sending a signal to your body that it's already yours. You're training your brain and body to align with the future you want to create. When you feel gratitude, your body releases powerful chemicals that strengthen your immune system. Research shows that just 10 to 20 minutes of focused gratitude each day can make you healthier. But it's not enough to think about what you're grateful for. You have to feel it. When you do, you're telling your body, something amazing is happening right now. The challenge? Most people live in the past. Think about it. What's the first thing on your mind when you wake up? Your problems, right? Those problems are tied to memories, emotions, and habits. The moment you start thinking about them, you're pulling your brain and body back into the past. See, emotions are the language of the body, and thoughts are the language of the brain. When you combine the two, you create a powerful loop. If your thoughts are negative, they produce chemicals that make you feel bad. That feeling reinforces the thought, and the cycle keeps repeating. But here's where it gets even deeper. Your body doesn't just store those emotions, it becomes them. Over time, your body starts believing that those negative emotions are your natural state. You might say, I can't feel joy or I can't feel love. But what you're really saying is, I've trained my body to only feel what's familiar to me. The good news. You can break the cycle. You can retrain your mind and body to live in the present moment, where true creation happens. It starts with practice. Learn to feel elevated emotions like love and gratitude before your external world gives you a reason to. Why does this work? Because your body doesn't care if an experience is real or imagined, it responds to the emotional state you create. When you consistently live in that elevated state, you align yourself with the future you desire. The familiar past is known. The predictable future is known. The only place where the unknown exists is in the present moment. And that's where transformation begins. Let's go deeper into this journey of creating your future in the now. Are you ready? Let's start with a truth that only a few truly understand. The stronger the love you feel, the more deeply you connect with the vision of your future. When love and emotion are intense, your mind sharpens its focus. This is the core of Joe Dispenza's teachings. Instead of remembering the pain of your past, what if you could use the same mechanism to remember the joy of your future? Start by grounding yourself in the present moment. The key is clarity, knowing exactly what you want. When you teach your body the emotions of your future, your heart responds. This isn't just an idea. Real-time scans show that when you cultivate love, gratitude, or joy, your heart goes into a rhythmic, harmonious state. But the opposite is true too. If you're stuck in frustration, impatience, or resentment, your heartbeat becomes chaotic. This chaos drains energy from your heart and brain, leaving you unable to trust your future. When the heart becomes coherent, When it beats like a drum in constant waves, it sends a powerful signal to your brain. That signal creates balance, rising to alpha brainwave patterns, the state of creation. It's here where the chatter of doubt, fear, and self-criticism quiets down. It's here where you stop being the victim of your mind and start being the creator of your life. In this state, you begin to dream naturally. You start imagining, not from fear, but from inspiration. The heart opens. When this happens, oxytocin, often called the love hormone, floods your system. This chemical triggers other reactions that literally relax and widen the arteries around your heart. Suddenly, your heart feels full. It's not just a feeling, it's your biology aligning with your vision. So how do you break free from the loop of negativity where your thoughts and emotions feed off each other, keeping you stuck? Well, dedicate time every day to meditation. Not just as a routine, but as a rehearsal for your future. Don't get up until you feel the person you're becoming. It's your chance to prepare your body and mind for transformation. When you close your eyes and stay still, you're teaching your body to obey your mind. At first, your body will resist. It'll remind you to check your phone, eat, or move. This resistance is your past self trying to hold on. This is a critical moment. Every time you refocus, you're regaining control. Each little victory strengthens your will. Your body will even try to distract you with old emotional triggers. Memories of past failures, regrets, or heartaches may surface. But here's the breakthrough. If you can recognize those emotions and stay present, it weakens their control over you. When you stop giving your power to the past, you free yourself to create a new future. This practice isn't easy. At first, it's uncomfortable, but discomfort is proof that you're stretching beyond your old self. By doing it daily, you start dismantling the programs that keep you stuck. You're no longer a slave to your habits. You're training your body to live in the present and prepare for the unknown. When you begin to see yourself as the creator of your reality, you install new mental programs. Each visualization wires new neural pathways. With enough repetition, these pathways become automatic, and your brain shifts from remembering the past to anticipating the future. This change also explains why the placebo effect works. When people believe in the power of a sugar pill, they change their biology just by thinking about it. The pill isn't the cure, the belief is. The same principle applies to your future. By repeatedly focusing on the life you want, you're reprogramming your nervous system. Over time, your body starts to believe it's already living that reality. Once you let go of emotional attachment to your past, you open yourself up to new possibilities. That's why only 1% will be drawn to this video. They're the ones willing to step into the unknown, to embrace their future with an open heart and unwavering belief. Stepping into the unknown takes courage. It means shaking up your comfort zone, challenging your beliefs, and asking yourself, what else is possible? Many of us hold on to limiting beliefs without realizing it, even beliefs we thought we'd already overcome. To change them, we first need to become aware of them, and that requires stepping out of our usual way of thinking and being. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that true transformation begins with the willingness to leave behind the familiar. He says, your personal reality creates your personality. If you're surrounded by the same people, in the same places, doing the same routines, your brain keeps connecting to the same patterns. That's why so many people fall back into old habits even after experiencing deep changes. The environment pulls them back into their old identity, and with that, their old challenges resurface. Let's be honest, not everyone will succeed. Not everyone will make it to the top of the mountain. Why? Because transformation is a journey, and it's not always easy. Lasting change requires consistency, self-awareness, and the willingness to measure your progress. If things go wrong, you adapt. If challenges come up, you face them. It's not about denying it, but knowing what to expect so you can move forward with clarity and determination. And this is what makes this journey so powerful. It's not about reaching a goal or solving a problem. It's about the whole picture. When you stop chasing what's missing and start creating from a place of inner fullness, the whole game changes. When you're connected to something bigger, your thoughts create experiences. That's when you start collapsing time, when the gap between what you imagine and what you experience begins to close. In this state, you're no longer living in separation or lack, you're creating from unity, from a place of possibility. This is where miracles happen. Not by luck, but by alignment. So, what do you need to do? Go beyond your body, your surroundings, and your sense of time. Connect with the unifying field, the invisible energy that connects everything. From this state, focus your thoughts and intentions with clarity. Does it take practice? Yes. But once you experience it, you can't go back to being the same person. That transcendental moment reconfigures your brain, reshapes your perception, and expands your reality. Suddenly, the things you thought you wanted, status, possessions, validation, don't matter anymore. What you crave is the feeling of freedom, connection, and fullness. When you're so whole that you don't care what others think, when you're so happy with yourself that you're free, that's true freedom. And from that place of freedom, you can create anything. But here's the truth, only 1% of people will truly hear this message. Only 1% will apply it and bring this level of transformation into their life. Why? Because most people aren't willing to step into the unknown. Most people aren't willing to measure, adjust, and move forward when old patterns resurface. But if you're still here, listening, reading, feeling something stir inside, maybe you're part of that 1%. Maybe your future self is calling you, showing you a glimpse of what's possible. If you've made it this far, you're already part of that 1% that's ready to take a step beyond the ordinary and step into a world of possibilities. Let's talk about something that holds most people back, the analytical mind. The analytical mind is always trying to predict, analyze, and keep us in the known. It's like a mental guard dog, barking non-stop warnings about what could go wrong. It's obsessed with the past and fixated on the future, which is why it often keeps us from living in the present. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools we have to go beyond this mind. Why? Because when we step out of the analytical, we tap into the creative part of us that's not limited by what's already happened or what we think might happen next. Joe Dispenza often says, "Where you place your attention is where you place your energy." If your attention is consumed by fear, anger, or frustration, that's where your energy goes to. But when you shift your attention to your heart, something extraordinary happens. You start to tune into a different frequency, one of possibility, optimism, and even love. And here's the beautiful part. When each of us takes responsibility for our inner state, when you work to free yourself from fear and I work to free myself from judgment, we create a shared energy. This isn't just a feel-good concept. It can be measured. It's the invisible field, a collective energy that connects us all. When we're aligned in that heart-centered state, we're no longer isolated individuals. We're a unified and powerful force. To create a new future, you have to break free from this cycle. That means teaching your body what it feels like to live in the future you want before it happens. It's not just about wishing. Feel the love, joy, gratitude for the life you're creating, as if it's already here. When you do this, you emit a new electromagnetic signature in the quantum field, and that energy begins to attract the reality you want towards you. But here's the trick. You can't wait for the relationship, success, or healing to feel happy or whole. You have to feel it now. You see, many people live with emotions like guilt or unworthiness without realizing they're there. It feels so familiar that they just experience it as me. But when they finally become aware of it and start to free themselves, they can literally see the change happening. We measure it. Brain scans, heart coherence monitors, and energy fields show undeniable evidence of transformation. And something magical happens. Just like an infection spreads through a community, well-being becomes contagious. When one person experiences a breakthrough, it inspires others, the energy rises, and suddenly, the impossible feels within reach. Now, let's talk about beliefs. Every belief is simply a subconscious state of being, formed from repeated thoughts and feelings over time. If you chain enough beliefs together, you create perceptions. the lens through which you see life. But here's the problem. Most people don't see the world as it is, they see it as they are, overlaying their present reality with memories from the past. This isn't just theory, it's science. Studies show that when we're locked in our past programming, we literally fill the gaps in our perception with memories, not with reality. And the result? We block possibilities, limiting our future. So, how do you break free? Well, if you want love, practice being loving. If you want abundance, practice feeling abundant. If you want peace, nurture it. Because your thoughts send an electrical signal to the quantum field, and your feelings create the magnetic attraction. Together, they create the electromagnetic signature that pulls the reality you want toward you. But here's the trick. Most people wait. They wait to have the relationship, the success, or the breakthrough before they feel the emotions they want to experience. That's living by cause and effect. True creators flip the process. They feel the emotions of their future before it happens. That's why it's so important to open your heart. Some people resist it, saying, "I can't feel love because I've been hurt, or I'll open up when someone shows me their cards first." But living in survival mode, fear, anger, resentment, only blocks the magnetic field needed to attract what you want. When you hold on to survival emotions, you keep your body stuck in the past. These emotions are like stress hormones. Your body gets so conditioned to them that you don't even realize you're stuck. You might say, "I can't feel joy," but what you're really saying is, "I've practiced the feeling of stress for so long that joy feels strange to me." So, how do you change? By practicing elevated emotions every day. Gratitude, love, joy. These feelings aren't just nice, they're transformational. They open your heart, balance your brain, and send a powerful signal to the quantum field that says, "I'm ready to receive." Now, I want you to think about this. Are you ready to let go of the familiar feelings from the past? Are you ready to step into the unknown and create something extraordinary? Because that's where your future is, not in reacting to your environment, but in mastering your inner world. So the question is, what do you practice every day? Stress, anger, and fear? Or gratitude, love, and abundance? Whatever you practice, that's what you're becoming. And if you want to join the 1% that truly creates their reality, it's time to take responsibility for your inner state and step into the field of infinite possibilities. Now, here's your challenge. What future version of yourself are you willing to create? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And if this message resonates with you, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more life-changing ideas. Remember, the future isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. See you in the quantum field.